So I thought I'd jump onto KSP and just kind of put together a video on how to do a moon landing. Because I've been doing this for a while, I thought, well, I don't really do much planning, and I didn't feel like I need to do much planning. So I thought to myself, you know what, let's just put it off. So I thought, let's whip together a rocket, not really think about much in terms of delta V, just making sure I have enough to get into orbit, which is about 1,500 meters per second. And I thought, you know what, let's go for it. So I'm going to quickly show you some little tips and tricks that I have. And this is quite possibly the closest I have ever been to not making it back. Stay tuned, you'll see that I managed to get back into Earth or Kerbal with 4 meters per second of delta V remaining. So, wish me luck. I like to try and move my maneuver node closest to my apoapsis, because then I know exactly when my burning is happening, and I want to start my burn when I am exactly halfway to my node time. So if I have a minute of burn, I'm going to start my burn 30 seconds to my node. So I spend a whole minute, 30 seconds before and 30 seconds after the node burn. Then to try and get to the moon, I obviously just wanted to get rid of all of these other things that were floating around. Obviously I didn't know how to do that. And so what I like to do is I like to add my maneuver and try and work out with the least amount of delta V, where am I going to be able to intercept with the moon. So I'm trying to kind of turn this around and see where am I going to get exactly what I want. And then I like to zoom into the planet or the moon to see exactly where my travel will be. So here I'm going to burn towards my maneuver. See, I'm waiting till I'm close enough to my node, and then you see my burn time is 1 minute 30. I'll wait for my node to about 45 seconds away, and then I'm going to start burning. Cool, now we've intercepted the moon, making sure that I am in the right place. If you click on the planet you're going to, you can actually see exactly where you're traveling to. So here I am, going to burn retrograde, so I can be in an orbit around the moon. I honestly put no planning into this video, and I am completely shocked that I managed to get back to Kerbal. When you're landing on the moon, you want to make sure that you land on the side where the sun is, because landing in the dark is very hard. About 10,000 meters above surface is fine. I'm currently at like 3,000, I believe. I think because it says there about 4,500, but that's meters above sea level, not surface. It was kind of around this point where I realized that I was in a lot of trouble. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'm gonna just have to make this work. I realized quickly that being in this very narrow ravine meant I'm going to have to do some advanced maneuvers. So I thought I'd have to get myself out of this very quickly. So I thought, you know what, I think because of my experience I can probably get this done. And so I quickly tried to get myself out of there, which I thought to myself, you know what, I definitely know what I'm doing, because this is how it's done. But you'll soon see that yeah, I completely clicked on the wrong button at the wrong time, and the consequence of that was pretty significant. So as you see, watch. And there we go. You have it, a perfect landing. I hit to face backwards and not forwards by accident. So I tried to get some science, in which case it gave me 0 science, which really made me feel like the travel was worthwhile. So this was a lesson learned. Jumped back into my ship, and I thought to myself, you know what, I feel like I can pull off a real KSP takeoff here. So I tried a couple of maneuvers. Sometimes going into like docking mode lets me move the plane like I wanted to, but it didn't quite happen as I wanted it to. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to just do what I have to do. And there you have it. So with 1,250 meters per second, I'm going to try to get back to Kerbal. And as you can see, I'm in a big rush. And there you have it. I managed to get out of the gravity of the Mun, and for whatever reason the Mun kept on getting in the way of my maneuvers and periapses, and I didn't know why it kept on going back. So I was trying to make sure that I didn't have to deal with that, and that I worked out that I just had enough delta V. And as you can see, I'm trying to work out which angle is going to give me the best approach to get to where I want to be. I was struggling with the moon getting in the way, and then I made a very fatal flaw, and that is that I pitched too high above Kerbal. Where here I think I pitched at about 55,000 55,000 meters. And once again, the moon is just doing its thing. So I pitched it at about 55,000 meters, which is just too high for the atmosphere to really catch me. Don't know why I did that. Yeah, it's 78. Don't know why I was being so gentle. I think maybe I've been trying to land on other planets too much that I got confused about the height of the atmosphere and the thickness of the atmosphere. So I burned, as you can see, I have 466 meters per second. I'm just about to burn 456, whatever it is. And there you have it. And as you can see, my meters per second is currently at 4. I should have burned just further than that. I was not thinking clearly. So as you can see now, I do a really, really smart move, and I get rid of my fuel that I could have done something with, and now I travel around Kerbal a couple of times. Fortunately for you guys, I can speed this up, so it is not too painful, but it is really, really painful to have to watch this stuff. So I thought, you know what, I'll just go around again. I'm sure it'll catch this time. It didn't. It really didn't catch this time. So here we are. I am needing to go back around, and then I thought to myself, you know what, I have to do something about this. So I'm going to jump out of my spacecraft, and I'm going to push myself so that I do not have to do this again. And I forgot you had to let go of the ladder to actually go into RCS mode. So I got back onto it and I pushed. I should have pushed a bit further, but yeah, you got to do what you got to do. So I should have pushed for another couple of seconds to really get myself much lower in the atmosphere. That did work, but it didn't work enough. So once again, this is probably one of the luckiest trips to the moon, or moon. Gosh, I was so frustrated at this point, but I knew that if I kept trying, and it was just really, I was in disbelief that didn't work. But like I said, fortunately for you guys, I can speed this up. So here we go through again, and I'm this time there, and then I could see that I had captured the atmosphere properly, and we're done. So that is by far, in my opinion, I think the luckiest moon trip I've ever done. If you guys want to see more of this, please hit like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, if you want me to do anything else specific, I'd love to hear what you have, or in terms of thoughts in the comments. Bye.